Welcome to my show. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And make sure you ring that bell twice. Okay, enjoy the show. Okay, so my cousin believes that, or she believed rather, that LaKeith Stanfield is the handsomest man alive. You know, some chicks go for the younger Denzel Washington, others go for like the Idris Elba or Michael B. Jordans or something like that, and she goes for LaKeith Stanfield. That's just her dude. That's her hook. That's her fetish. I think before him it was Mos Def, something like that. So that's her type, right? So she texts me before anything. I was doing a show and she did it. A picture of him in stockings and, you know, all kind of, let's just say, effeminate attire. And at first I didn't know who it was. You know, I just thought that she was distraught because she seen a crossdresser. Like, and I was like, what's the big deal? And then I looked again and I recognized his face. And I was like, that's dude, the one you have a crush on, the one from ATL, the cowboy movie. Yeah, that's your crush. And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, you know, what, is he doing a movie or something? Is, you know, because I don't think he's El Gibbet or anything. And she was like, I don't know. It's a magazine spread, and this is him in the stockings. And I was like, oh crap. She was like, yeah, this is modern times. And I was thinking, right, because she's younger, or she's actually close to his age, and I was thinking, like, all the time I was looked at by her as this misogynist, this, you know, old fashioned, you have this old way of thinking, etc., etc., etc. And I'm like, and then it just hit me like, hey, this is why, because this is the new way of thinking. This is where it leads. You know, I mean, if this is new, then call me old. Like, that's, you know, and listen, this isn't anything against the El Gibbets or people who have that particular thing going on in their brain to where they feel comfortable that way. This isn't against them. This is against more like in a societal androgyny that's being pushed out there. You know, like, I think that what they're trying to do, and trust me, I didn't do any research on this other than the text messages I received from her. So for all I know about this is that this is the dude from ATL and he's on a magazine with this for whatever reason. I don't know. That's all I know about this. So if they're trying to make this just standard fashion, that's something that I have a problem with. And the reason for that is, and not because for the reason that people may think. The reason I would have a problem with that is because once you start blurring that line between what's women's wear and what's men's wear, then the mystique, the appeal, the allure, I guess that's the best word of the three to use in this case, the allure of women's clothing goes away. And I like that. I like the allure of, say, lingerie or certain outfits, you know, tank tops, tube tops, whatever. You know, certain outfits that women wear do it for me, provided that it's on a woman who I find attractive. Once a group of hairy men start doing crap like that, it takes away from that. And I would much rather that not happen. But that's not what this video is about. This video is more about what my cousin don't realize. And I'll talk to her about this when we have some time. But what she don't realize is that the way she feels about this change up is the way that we have always felt. And we just normalized it. And when I say we, I'm talking about men. See, women don't realize that they did this crap first, or society did this crap to them first, and we just got so used to it that it's normal on both ends. And this might be the beginning of something that's normal for them and for men in general, which will be sad, but now it's your turn to deal with the crap that we had to go through. And here's what I mean by that, normal on their end. So it shouldn't be, but it is normal to see a woman not only in pants, which would be the equivalent to, there was a time when a woman in pants would be the equivalent to what LaKeith just did. Believe it or not, there was a time when that wasn't normal. That would be considered, cross-dressing. That would be considered just wrong. You are wearing a man's attire and you're taking away from your femininity by doing that. It's so normal now that we've gotten used to it. But believe it or not, that was just bad. So you see, women began, and this is the most simplified way to put it, women began dressing like men way before men began dressing like women. See, we just call it just regular clothes now. But no, pantsuits, stuff like that. Some of them even wear overalls. Some of them wear pajamas. They have been dressing like men for quite some time, and we didn't say crap. They just did it. They just woke up one morning and said, I am going to wear some Levi's. And we said nothing. Nothing. We didn't say anything. Hillary Clinton, we say nothing. What's her name? Olivia Poe? Kerry Washington? We say nothing. We just ignored it. They started doing the bell bottoms in the 70s. We just ignored it. We just ignored when they started doing it. When women with feminine appearances began to dress masculine. And I'm not talking about, they live in Alaska in the wintertime and they had to get the Eskimo on and, they didn't want a draft or a frozen vagina or something like that. I understand that. But I'm talking about like on a hot sunshiny day in California, and they're just walking around with some sweaty jeans on and it's tight and all kind of crap. Some of them wear it baggy. Like they've been doing that forever, and we've gotten used to it. And they're unfortunately, for the reasons I mentioned before, there may come a time when people get used to this LaKeith shit. There may come a time. It is possible that a time comes when this is regular. Where there is no, you go to a clothing store and there is no men's section or women's section. You just go to the section labeled clothes or adult clothes. And even the tall children can shop there. I fear this day, but we were halfway there for quite some time and didn't even know it. For a long time, women could wear women's clothes or men's clothes, whatever they chose. It is interchangeable. It's interchangeable between that. Men wore men's clothes, women wore women or men's clothes. But now is when the foot is on the other shoe, now what's going on is that the men, I think the direction they're trying to push society towards is to where the men can now wear men's clothes or men or women's clothes. I'm telling you, we're just going to have a clothes section soon. And they're using people who people like, and particularly women like, to normalize it. Because they're going to throw it out there and they say, okay, you still like this guy, right? And then you're like, well, yeah, he hasn't really changed, just his clothes changed. It's just like, okay, so, now it's normal. Now you're used to it. It's normal for men. It's normal for men. That is where we are heading. You see, excuse me. You see, they took something. They took something. They took a little bit of femininity right off of my penis when they started dressing the women like that. And now the women are realizing that they're taking a little bit of masculinity right out of their vagina. Right now, they're taking that away. And it's upsetting. I don't know why they're doing it. Probably, I'm pretty sure somebody's getting a buck off of crap like this. They are. But society changed, and this is the same people. This is the same people who was like, rah, 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 progressive, progressive, progressive. I want some flow from progressive insurance, except, and well, she wear pants too. I want some progressive. Give me some progressive. This is progress. You're not progressing. You old. You thinking old stuff. But this is progress. This is progress. Rules were set into place. Traditionalism, things like that. The family structure, the family model that existed for a reason. These things aren't created in a vacuum. And now matters are worse. I mean, I'm hoping that it just don't completely zap, the whole allure of feminine clothing. But still, because I'm thinking like, sometimes a chick will wear my boxers and it shit still turns me on, even though she's a woman in men's stuff, because she's a woman. And I'm hoping that it's something like that, but I think that it's just going to go completely south, and this is just going to be like a nation of crap. But that's my 2 cents. This is Gamechanger 00100. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell twice. Gamechanger 00100. Game over. Peace.